I set out to become the ultimate Jiu-Jitsu black belt. To do that, I'm taking on 6 tough gym leaders across America. After taking on Z in the last video, I'm now faced with an even tougher challenge. Meet Jeff, a wrestler turned leg locking purple belt. I'm sure you knew exactly what he was by his attire. For those new to Jiu-Jitsu, if you're ever up against a dude wearing a tucked in baggy t-shirt, be ready to get tossed on your head. Coming from a pure Jiu-Jitsu background, I want to challenge myself and see if my wrestling has improved at all during this trip. I attempt to throw by, but Jeff not only negates it, but counters, using it to grab a hold of a single leg, then making his way to my back and drops me like a child. In a super tight side control, I need to start getting my defenses in fast. I get my forearm in front of his face, then swing it under his chin to try and grab an underhook. Jeff will use that to attack a darce, but with the space created, I manage to rock my hips up and throw my legs back in front of me to escape. Now recovered to some type of guard, I start to work on my signature move. Unfortunately, it was shut down pretty quickly, but it'll come up again in this round, so I'll give you more details about that later. Until then, Jeff starts to press forward, and what's saving me is the wrist grip, not allowing him to get past my hips, giving me the ability to free my legs. I start setting up my special move again, but one thing that wrestlers do really well is always keeping a constant forward pressure. I need literally a second in order to hit this, but Jeff isn't letting off the gas at all, forcing me to disengage or risk a body lock pass. Then he does something completely unexpected. Jeff steps into the middle of my guard and sits directly into saddle. Not only that, he grabs my ankle, making it super difficult to escape. He also opens up a variety of leg attacks that could end me at any point. To keep myself safe, I'm pointing my toes outward and keeping my heel facing his ribs. Jeff then loops his arm over and under my legs, putting me into a dangerous submission called the Texas Clover. In order to not get my knee ripped apart, I'm controlling his near side arm. We start rocking back and things only look like they're getting worse. However, I try to stay calm and not shit my pants because exploding out will only get me into more trouble. I manage to stay out of harm's way, but Jeff begins to come up on the entanglement and I know now is my chance to get out before he starts capitalizing on a pass. For those wondering, I made that face because I hurt my elbow earlier in the trip and I probably just did again. But I could also blame it on Jeff breaking my spirit as he sits here toying with me as I reveal to the world I'm oblivious to the leg game. Well, I at least know one method of escape, but it's not going to work as long as Jeff is controlling my right leg, so my priority is to keep my left leg safe and peel Jeff's grip so I can weave it inside and use this to separate his saddle connection. As I do, we get right back up to our feet so Jeff can continue to run circles around me in wrestling. However, he isn't your average baggy t-shirt wrestler. Jeff and I lock up and he actually sits to guard. I'll attempt to walk in headquarters, but he does a good job at framing against me and kicks my leg out, causing me to fall right into his butterfly guard. A good counter to shut down most butterfly players is to always keep your head below their chin. Also, you probably don't want to leave your leg as close as mine is, but I quickly fixed that mistake by peeling and controlling his right hand and stepping my leg away. My style of guard passing is actually designed to counter butterfly and De La Riva, so as Jeff lifts me up, I find an opening to knee cut and dive onto my pass. Jeff swings himself under and I attempt to launch onto the Sunsetter Triangle, a move I've been developing over the last 2 years, working off the Wrestle Up or Hip Bump series. I managed to enter into the triangle, but Jeff displays amazing defense, instantly attacking my angle with his knee and posturing out of the triangle before I can capitalize. After my sneaky triangle attempt, he makes it miserable in turtle. Jeff will drag his hand across my neck, forcing in the choke while also attacking my right arm with a wrist lock. He'll pull my arm across his hip and go ham on my wrist. I fight as hard as I can and I manage to pull my arm back. He'll continue to drape over me with weight, and as I turn in to face him to replace my guard, he snaps onto a guillotine. This has to be one of my top 5 hated positions in Jiu-Jitsu. Bent forward with my head locked up and desperately trying to free myself. But in order to even begin trying to defend the headlock, I first need to switch my base and get off my butt. Luckily for me, Jeff creates a small amount of space and it's just what I need to scissor my hips and come up to my knees. I'll then begin a hand fight by going 2-on-1 on his wrist and move my head out through the open space. Jeff will try to toss me back down by controlling an underhook and my elbow, but I keep my balance and prepare to launch myself for another triangle. As soon as I feel his weight shift beneath me, I send my leg over his shoulders and shoot onto a triangle.
That's tricky, man.
I almost caught Jeff, but it looks like Nick from Maximus tipped him off as he catches my foot in the exact same style. Realizing we have limited time left, I make the decision to try my hand at wrestling for the last time. I stand up and hit a quick arm drag single leg. I'll use my foot to hook his heel back and attach myself to the leg even more. I look for a knee pick, but he's doing a really good job at monitoring the hand fight. But then by implementing a half guard sweep, I'm able to catch a deep underhook and scoot out to Jeff's back. I'm thinking I finally got him. And that was until Jeff stands right back up like I'm not even there and spins onto a single leg, taking me down to end the round. Well, I did end up getting beat in almost every position today. It was an awesome roll, and I'm excited to share my experience with the final 2 opponents here at Next Edge. Speaking of which, if you guys could do me a favor, hit the subscribe button to keep up with the rest of my journey across America. Because in the next video, I'll be taking on the 4th gym leader of our trip, and things are going to get a little bit twisty if you know what I mean. Also, check the description to enter a giveaway featuring a variety of awesome jiu-jitsu gear. Don't miss out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.